What's going on, everyone? So it is that time again, a time that you're all used to by now if you watch my channel very frequently. I'm going to talk about a Shudder original horror film. The movie that I will be talking about today is C for Me. C for Me is directed by Randall Okita. When a blind former skier, Sophie, cat sits in a secluded mansion, three thieves invade for the hidden safe. Sophie's only defense is an army veteran, Kelly, who she meets on the C for Me app. Kelly helps Sophie defend herself against the invaders and survive. This was a pretty interesting premise to a film, I'm not gonna lie. I just saw the poster and I read a couple people on Twitter who were like, watch this movie, it's a lot of fun. And so normally now if I read something like that, especially when it comes to Shudder films, I'll just jump in and watch it. And yeah, I thought this movie was pretty entertaining. I think it falls prey to a lot of really dumb tropes. And there's one problem like that I have that's really glaring for me that happens at about the midway point in the film. But yeah, I thought it was a fun watch. It's nothing super spectacular. It's not even really super original. If you're looking for a fun way to kill an hour and a half that'll have some excitement and some decent performances, this is one that I would say is worth your time. This movie is about a blind skier who was in a tragic accident, who is trying to be independent and on her own as much as she possibly can. And she takes this job in the middle of nowhere where she's going to house sit at this mansion for this woman while she's out of town because she has a cat. And you know, we're introduced to our character. She talks to her mom. Her mom says, "You should try this C for Me app," which is like the way that the whole premise is introduced. When she gets to the house and is let out of the cab, you know, the woman is trying to like show her around the house. She's like, "No, I'll figure it out," you know, trying to assert her independence, which makes sense because you've done everything on your own your whole life and then you're subject to this horrible trauma. You want to attempt to still do things on your own and not be reliant on someone else, which is a part of the film that I really liked, was that introduction of that and kind of this parallel between fighting for your life with this person assisting you in the best way possible. He's asleep at night and these people break in and they're trying to steal something, and the movie is a fight for survival at that point. I think the film does a good job of kind of building this suspense, but my big glaring issue with the film is at about the midway point, there's like this problem that is introduced as far as the plot is concerned, and it's resolved relatively quickly, and it just felt like director was like, okay, this is a home invasion film. I don't want it to fall prey to these tropes that people are so used to in horror films. And then what it ends up doing is, I guess, subverting your expectations for a minimal period of time and then just immediately getting back on track to falling prey to the remainder of the tropes that exist in home invasion films. I do like this edition of that app. I thought it was really interesting and added another layer of suspense as far as your lead character can't see, and having this person direct them through the house and say like, hey, someone's coming around the corner of that. And I think that added to the level of suspense, but still, because of the sloppy screenwriting at periods, it made it a little difficult to stay completely invested. And I did like that little part in the middle that kind of shifts your perspective as to what's going on. And I'm not going to get into spoilers on it, but because it's resolved so quickly and then you're kind of back into that like, okay, traditional, you know what's going to happen, you know how the film's going to end. Nothing is really surprising. This movie started and ended the exact way that I would have predicted it, but there was some nice little things introduced into it. As far as the cinematography, nothing too spectacular. I think because of the area they were able to shoot this in this large house, as the exterior, and then having the space to work through, there's not a ton of like unique camera shots in this. The information is kind of just presented to you the way, just straightforward. So that was a little disappointing. Nothing super unique about the soundtrack or the sound design, your typical straightforward home invasion thriller. The performances were really good though. The lead actress did a really nice job, and I really liked the woman who played the army veteran who was helping her over the phone. But when that middle part is introduced, it kind of, you know, questions the intentions of the lead character and why she's doing what she's doing, and then falls back on this decision that she makes for some reason, mostly just because she's pushed in one direction. So that I felt like was kind of sloppily handled. And yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to say about the film. I thought that it was entertaining for what it was, but that it could have used a lot more work as far as the screenplay. So if you're looking for a fun, quick watch on Shudder, check this one out if you're looking for a different take on the home invasion film. But as far as home invasion movies go, and I talked about this recently on Shudder, watch them or Inside, which are far superior home invasion films on Shudder. But if you're looking for something new, then check out See For Me. Have you seen See For Me? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was adequate. I enjoyed what I saw, and I thought that it was pretty decent. Nothing super spectacular. It was just an entertaining time. That was a stupid, fun film that I expected pretty much everything that was going to happen. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new videos and enjoy getting new content out there for you. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.